Hello and welcome to my channel, The Comfy Nest with Grace. I'm Grace. Up here in North Dakota is where I live, and I love to share all the things crafty and really encourage women to create more often because simply it brings us joy. It just brings us joy, it brings us happiness. So many of us really love to just be creative, but it's very, very hard to find the time. So I encourage you to do that, even if you do what I like to call tired crafting, which is getting in your space, pulling out your supplies and doing something creative that it doesn't really have a particular purpose right now, meaning it's not a full project, which is the glory of it really, because you can relax and just enjoy the process, and you can enjoy what you do, love about the kind of creating that you do. Like, I love paper, I love ripping paper, I love the different textures of paper, I love to collage with paper. So in this video, you're gonna see me collaging, and this is one of the things that I like to do when I'm too tired to do a full blown out project, but I still want to do something creative. I'll come in my space, I'll light the candle, or maybe not, just depending on what my mood is. I'll either watch a show on my computer or I'll listen to some music that makes me happy, and I'll just start creating pages. So what I normally do, I have a couple of books that I collage in, and they're old books. Like this one has fallen apart because it's been, it was made into a decorative stack. It was part of a decorative stack where, you know, you put the words on the binding, and I made it for a certain period of time. It was in my house and I got bored of it. So what do I do with the book? So it's like a regular book that you would get at a thrift store or a yard sale or something like that. And I started just taking my paper scraps, which I have a bin specifically for paper scraps, you know, like just parts of a scrap of paper left over from a project. Some of them have shape, some of them don't, some of them are big, some of them are small, none of them really match. I started collaging them on the pages of this book. There I found a little like extra butterfly from something, just glued it down on there. I love paper collage. It is super relaxing. You don't have to think a whole lot about it. You're just gluing things down, playing with colors, playing with patterns and textures. And it's a really good practice for that, especially if you feel like you don't have a lot of confidence with your ability to put patterns or colors together. This can be a really good practice because it doesn't serve a purpose, meaning it's not part of a particular project or for a project. So you don't have to think about, does it match? Does it meet the vibe that I'm going for? You're simply just creating sheets of paper that have collaged paper on them. It's a great way to use up an old book. I do it in this small one. I also have a big one. I use our old telephone book because what do you do with this? This is a junk journal. This is just showing me my love of junk journaling. What do you do with this when you don't need it anymore? Our local telephone company book from 2019-20, I have been collaging in the pages. And so what's lovely about this is it gives me these really large paper backdrops, either for mixed media projects or to make tags or to make memory decks cards or to decorate artist trading cards, ATCs. I'll sometimes pull these out, fold them in half, and they become pages in my junk journals. So they absolutely end up serving a purpose. I absolutely will use them at some point. Or on a night when I'm super tired, this is just perfect for me. I get out my glue stick and I start tearing papers and putting them together in patterns that just, I don't put a ton of thought into it. I just put them together randomly, and I've got myself some fabulous backdrops, background pages for all kinds of projects. So I encourage you to try this. It's a great way to store your paper scraps. If you don't throw out all these little paper scraps and you want to find a way to use them, this is a great way to store them because then you can pull on these pages later for projects. And it's a really nice way to do something creative without a lot of pressure, without any need to think too hard. Leave the thinking behind, just play with the colors, play with your glues, play with your papers. This works really well with fabric scraps as well. And just enjoy that time. I really encourage you to gift yourself that time today. Blessings and joy to you. Bye.